Hi, I'm Bud, Buds Hobbies. Today I want to discuss some die-cast cars that many of you are going out there and buying in bulk whenever you can find them. JDM. JDM cars have gotten popular since Fast and Furious, of course, and they've taken off with a landslide. If we had all those Japanese cars over there here in the country, yeah, it'd be a happier place. I know my first car was a Monster RX-7, and I enjoyed it. I went from 13-inch factory wheels to 15s, ground effects kit. Back then we didn't have neon lights, so I took amber fog lights and faced them down to the ground. Toggle switch, pop them on, car floated across the land. But into the Hot Wheels world, I got a couple of notable cars this year that have been really kind of impressed me. I want to share them with you. We're going to start off with Toyota. Now, before Toyota got the license to do the Supra, they had the Tsunami. This was a Toyota Supra that was unbranded as Toyota because it did not have a license. It's even got the Fast and Furious hood on it, with the hood scoop in there, the reductions, the spoiler. I mean, it's a tough looking car. It is a Toyota Supra. Many people skip that because they don't even know the car exists. You know the red one. This year we got a green one, gold rims. This one is on a short card. It's an international card. Hard to find in the United States unless you spend $50 to get one. The anniversary set, the GR Supra. Now, is there a difference in this Supra and the GR86 car? Is that not a Supra also? Somebody tell me, because I'm confused on this. Is it or isn't it? The front looks different. The headlights look different, but is there a difference in the car itself? Is one a different year, or is this actually a Supra? Just want to know. I mean, it looks like one, but there again, I don't know. I picked up 3 of those, by the way, just because they are hard to find in my area anyway. But if you want one, Buds Hobbies has you covered. 1970 Toyota Celica. Before the Supra became the Supra, it was called the Celica. The Celica had a base model, and then they had the upper class Celica, which was the Celica Supra, which this is not. This is the base model. This is 74 or 70 Toyota Celica, which before they started picking up power and getting crazy with it. Now in Japan, we had the E86. The E86 was a Toyota Corolla. I had the same car, except I had front wheel drive, not rear wheel drive. Mine was a 4-door hatchback too, which probably don't count much for this, but that was a Corolla base car. The Celica Supra in '84 became the Supra, which many of you know this car here. But did you realize that this same car that also was a Super Treasure Hunt came out in 1984 here, and again in '85 here? It's the same car minus the one pop-up headlight. I like to think that this one's the broken one. Anyway, so that covers our Toyotas for the night. Toyotas are good popular cars, they're good dependable cars, and they're massive power plants. Going right along with everything else we're talking about, staying with that JDM thing, some of the notable cars that I noticed this year that are worth mentioning was our Type R EK9s. Beautiful car, Falcon livery. Great looking car. You can find one, pick one up. If not, call me. I got you covered. Along with that, we had a lot of these come out this year, and this was the kind of the hokey dokey car, the '73 Honda Civic. Now that was a boring car. Then they pepped it up some and came out with this one, and it was getting better. But this one I think is by far the best of all of them. That right there screams JDM. I like that one. That one came out good. Another new casting for this year, if we didn't have before, was our Honda S800. Many of you think that the S2000 was the only one they did. There's the 800, which came out before the S2000, which I don't have one right now. But if you like the car, let me know. There's going to be pretty good colors coming out on that one next year, I'm sure. We also got our drag car, the Civic Custom, which also an EK9, and then we have the EG92, not drag, which is pretty stylish there with the Type R That was not a Type R. Excuse me. It looked like a Type R. It's not a Type R. That was a cool car though. Now we got a couple other Civics mentioned. We got the Civic Drag again, the custom in white. I like the blue one better, I think. I think blue one's my favorite one. Then we got the Type R 2018 newer model with all the wings on it. I saw one going down the road the other day with all the spoilers and the cuts and the inductions, and it looks like a Batmobile. Not that it's bad, it just looks overkill for a Civic Type R. I think speed, I think a trim, low weight line, and this is definitely not a low car, but it's still a cool one. Civic Type R. You know, my favorite of all of the Civics, even back in the day, in the beginning of Fast and Furious when they came out riding the black Civics to rob the trucks. I thought that was kind of cool. So I picked up 4 of these. I just like the car, the Civic Si. Beautiful car, cool colors. It's got the hood on it. It came out originally in the red one with Wings West sponsorship on it. That was a good one. I have that car somewhere in here, but definitely one worth mentioning. If you find one, pick it up. If not, call me. I got you covered. Now, Honda's mother company, their more expensive line, and of course, is our Integra, or Acura rather. Here's the anniversary Acura Integra. Great car. I wish that they would have, it's got the JDM front end on it. I wish they would do the factory stock front end like on Mia's Acura in Fast and Furious. The 4 headlights was my favorite one, or 2 on each side, dual lights was my favorite one. And they've done it on the 4-door on a premium package, but not on a blister card. I'd like to see that one come out on a blister card too. That'd be cool. That covers the majority of the Hondas that came out this year, and the Acuras, with the exception of there's the yellow one, the white one, and the blue Acura Integra, the 90 model Acura Integra. Then you got the 2017 Acura, also out, green, red, and white, I believe it is. But definitely cool cars, fun to have, fun to drive. I've only got to drive the top one once, and it was a blast. I really enjoyed that. Sliding over with our Hondas and going over to our Mazdas. We got a couple new releases on some older cars, such as the Mazda RX-3. It was an old clunker car. It wasn't very powerful. It wasn't a good car. It was rear-wheel drive. You do a couple tweaks to it, put it in a rotary engine, that beast becomes a fast one. RX-3. Then you got premium RX-3 on the Silver Stripe series. Very nice car, a little pricey, but definitely a cool car to have. And with the mother's livery on it, it's pretty stylish too. Our Mazda Miata for this year, we went back and we got the 2015 Mazda Miata in green and in orange. And then they, as homage to everything else, they put the 91 Mazda Miata out. Also very nice. They've never done a hard top on the Miata, not yet, but who knows? They might do it one time for us. But there is our Mazda Miatas. Cult following car on that one. Now, my RX-7 I had as a kid was a red 79. Had a body kit, looked just like this, but it was solid red, fire engine red. Now this car here, they came out with the red. They came out with the orange one. They came out with the blue one, if you remember that a few years ago. But then this year, they decided to release it in white, in a police car livery. I'm sorry, but if you take a 12A and put it up against a 3A or a 95, you can't keep up with that. This car was stylish. It was sexy, sporty, but not fast. Even when you fix it up and make them fast, it still wouldn't compare to a Supra or Skyline or something of that nature today. But we have it in white, excellent car. We also have it in black, which I really like that, with goldish copper wheels on it. That was a really nice, stylish one. And then, I don't know where I picked this up at, but I also have it in silver. That's not a Zamac, that's actually silver. And they're also very cool, black with red trim on the rings. All police car livery from Japan. And as you know, in Japan, if the car goes so fast, they won't even chase you because they don't want to get in an accident. They don't want you to kill yourself. From there, we go to our 89 Savannah, which is from the Gran Turismo game, but in Japan it's called the Savannah. Over here we call it Gen 2 RX-7. That one I had 4 of in real life. That was a great car. I had a GTU, a GXL, a GTU, two GXLs, a GTU, and an SE. Before the third gen RX-7 came out, Mazda or Hot Wheels released the 24/7. That one is a Mazda RX-7 third gen before it was licensed, just like the Tsunami Toyota Supra. It is a Supra. It is an RX-7. All angles show that it's an RX-7. The name 24/7, but it was unlicensed. So cool car to have, great car for cast, and it's a sick car looking at because it's almost like the Veilside kit that Dom had on his car. Mazda Speed this year has came out with a few choice pieces. If you like the Le Mans cars, we got the 787B in blue. Later, it was released in red, followed up by black, and then topped off with orange and green, which actually is the only one of these that actually is a real livery color. And this is for our I forgot who did the orange and green. It's an orange and green pattern. It looks like an Argyle to me. I can't figure who the actual runner is on that one. But they're very classy cars, very cool cars, very heavy cars too. I wonder how they do on a track. I'm not big on the wheel swap, but in this style of racing, in open road racing, they have usually discs on the front anyway. These here have the discs on the front, just like spec, with the different wheels in the back. But I think that was for cornering and wind resistance. In reality, very cool car. Now, the part that everybody likes about this is the Nissans. Now, everybody knows what the Skyline is by now. If you haven't, we're going to get to it. 180SX. I had a 93 SX. Mine was the S14. This is the S13, 14. This is the 13, S13. But 180SX over there. Over here, it was a 180. No, excuse me. This is a 180SX. Over here, it was a 240SX, which in the old days, I had a 240. I had a 260Z. I had a 260Z, not 240. 260Z. That was the blue one. The car also was released on short card internationally. Again, to get one of these, you gotta spend $50. I'll tell you the secret how later. Our Nissan Maxima. Never saw a Maxima wagon in the United States, but apparently they made one. There's two drift versions of it, the Motorful and then the Hot Wheels generic brand wagon. Cool stylish car. I like the fact that they got the same wheels on it. I don't like when they crisscross the wheels. I know that people do it in stance, it looks good stance, but it just to me looks ugly. Now from that wagon we go to the crowd favorite of all of them, which is going to be our Datsun Blue Pro. Beautiful car. It's got the great. I love these new wheels. These wheels are sick. They also put the other new 5 stars on it, and the Neon Speeder series. I have it in black and pink. And then the Hot Wagon set came out with it in classy white with red trim and gold wheels. Everybody likes the 510. This car also comes in a wagon. It comes in a hatchback trunk model, and then the little bit beefier but smaller interior room 610 pickup truck is also 510 based. For those that didn't know that. Now, the Sylvia car was the 240 SX or the 180 SX over there. Mine was the S14. That's what this is. Or no, mine was the 13, S13. S13 looks very similar to this, except it has a little bit smaller. It's got more of a Maxima style, long, elongated lens on the front of the headlights. This is the drift version, no front bumper, showing the intercooler on the front, spoiler on the back, ground effects kit, custom hood. It was a cool casting. But I've only seen it so far on this card. It's never been released on any other card or any other package. And I'm kind of stoked on that. To have this card for very special. I had a friend of mine give me this one actually. I did not find that in the wild on my own. Now we got the KDR 30, the R30 Skyline. This is the RS model. There's a GTR, of course. There's a GTT. There's the RS. This one is the RS model, but this is a Skyline. It is the Skyline KDR 30, R30. And it's in green with black rims with red trimming on it. Beautiful car, cool colors. Love the Skyline, just like everybody else does. K30 also recently came out in this beautiful purple and gold, which I totally dig. It's not quite midnight purple, but it's close enough. It looks great with those wheels on it though too. It's got all the details on it. It's got the edge sunroof in the hood. The grille is accurate. Everything on the car is accurate for a stock Skyline, which I don't think any Skyline is really stock. Surely not this one. This is the BCN R33. The R33 Skyline, like the R34, was imported in the United States a few years ago. The R34 just got imported this year. Cars have to be so long before they can come over, and I believe it's 22 years. And R34 just made it. R33 was like 5 or 6 years ago. There's about a 5-year gap in that between the R34 and the R33. And the R32, the R31, and the R30. People, Skylines go back to 1957. Okay, back to Prince 57 was a Skyline, hands down, 100%. But it looked like a miniature 57 Chevy. If you know what the 57 Chevy looks like, yeah, you'll see why Prince sold out to Nissan or to Datsun at that time. But then we have our up-to-date Skyline, which I didn't realize until the other day, that this Skyline, the R35, that was 2003. This car is 21 years old already. Why don't we see more of them on the road? Like the Honda Civic and the Prelude and all the other great cars we've had, I think that they're just either collectors are buying them up, they're too expensive to buy, they're too powerful and get wrecked, or they end up in somebody's personal backyard or something. I don't know. One day, these will be the garage finds of the future. This is the Liberty Walk version. It's been out for a couple years now and come out in a couple different colors. But here it is in gray. Now the counterpart to this would be the I can't think of the name of it. There's the other Skyline. The other one that looks like a Ford Maverick. It's an ugly Skyline. I don't like it. But just like the HT Skyline. I'm not crazy about that one either. But they're cool. They're Skylines, and I would drive any one of them in a heartbeat just to have one. I'd be proud of it. Like that's the best car in the world. I get the most beater Skyline in the world, and I'm gonna love it. But those are some of the JDM cars that came out in the last couple of years that I've been not hoarding, but stockpiling. And I sell out JDM fast. Everybody comes over here, comes over for JDM stuff, and when they do, I get wiped out. So I'm constantly on the market to buy, constantly picking them up, and trying to replenish what I've lost. And I've had some great cars over the years, and we'll do the loose collection another day. But for today, that's about it. So peace out.